On 18th of January 2018, just a few months after the general election in this country, which was bitterly contested, President Uhuru Kenyatta and his elder brother Raila Odinga shocked the entire country by a handshake. That handshake changed the political landscape in this country completely. One man refused to be part of that handshake: the Deputy President William Ruto. William Ruto believed very strongly at that time that the main objective of that handshake was to block him from succeeding President Uhuru Kenyatta as the next president of the Republic of Kenya. We all know that President Uhuru Kenyatta had promised to support his deputy. And William Ruto also knew the kind of a person Raila Odinga was. So he refused to be part of that handshake. And therefore, he decided to oppose it. Initially, even Kenyans were confused about this handshake. Most Kenyans viewed it as a strategy by President Uhuru Kenyatta and to some extent by the Deputy President William Ruto to play Raila Odinga, and that President Uhuru Kenyatta wanted a situation where he was going to rule the country peacefully. But Kenyans were wrong. The main objective of that handshake was to unite the country and to block William Ruto from succeeding President Uhuru Kenyatta. Unknown to many Kenyans, President Uhuru Kenyatta and his team had decided long before 2017 general election that they were not going to support William Ruto. But again, there was no way the president team could betray William Ruto and have him the other side, while Raila Odinga was also still on the other side. So they had to reach out to Raila Odinga. But that handshake, which actually led to a fallout now between the president and his deputy, is actually a blessing in disguise for the Deputy President William Ruto. So in this video today, I want us to look at how this fallout occasioned by the handshake, the fallout between William Ruto and the president, occasioned by the handshake, has actually enabled William Ruto to run away from Jubilee failures ahead of 2022 general election. But before we do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Now, simple question: is the handshake a blessing to the Deputy President William Ruto? Or let me put it this way: do you believe that the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga is actually serving the interest of the Deputy President William Ruto? I just want to read your comments, because for me, I've always believed that the handshake has actually complicated politics for Raila Odinga. There are so many things which Raila Odinga stood for, and many Kenyans respected him for. But since the handshake, and because he's supporting the president, he's been carrying on his shoulders a lot of Jubilee failures. Today, if you ask anybody, you would imagine that Raila Odinga, for example, is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, because he's always accused and blamed for Jubilee failures. So the question is, if you are saying that the handshake which led to a fallout between Ruto and Uhuru is a blessing to Ruto, how? In my view, several reasons. Number one, let us look at the war on corruption. Immediately the last election and before the handshake, there was an opinion poll which was conducted by Ipsos in this country. That opinion poll ranked William Ruto as the guy Kenyans perceived to be the most corrupt. That's the honest truth. And from that time, even before the last election, most Kenyans viewed William Samoei Ruto as the most corrupt individuals in this country. It was going to be possible, for example, for Raila Odinga to run a campaign based on corruption. That would have given Ruto a hard time trying to defend. But corruption was part of Jubilee. And Raila Odinga joined Jubilee. And because corruption was part of Jubilee and Raila Odinga joined Jubilee government, then there was no way you could now claim that Ruto is the most corrupt. And then came more corruption, like COVID billionaires. So today in this country, William Ruto can speak, like when Raila Odinga said that he's going to jail all the corrupt individuals. You know, he can now speak and challenge Raila Odinga to begin with those who stole the COVID money. Because he knows that that's a scandal which happened while he was out of government. Because of that, he's actually benefited from that particular failure. Number two, let us look at youth employment in this country. When Jubilee government took over government in 2013 and 2017, in 2013, they promised to provide Kenyan youth with jobs. Actually, 1 million jobs per year. In 2017, they promised 1.3 million jobs to Kenyan youths. Never happened. Then they went further and promised paid internship to graduates. I know there are so many graduates, so many people who have graduated between 2013 up to now. The question I want to ask them, have you received any paid internship in this country from the government? Nothing has happened on that. But today, William Ruto is not being blamed for those. Youth unemployment. The person taking over the blame is actually Raila Odinga because he's perceived to be part of government. William Ruto has managed to run away from this because today he's telling the youths that when I take over government, I'll give you money. When I take over government, I'll create employments. No Kenyan is asking Ruto the hard question. Where are the jobs you promised us in 2013? Where are the jobs you promised us in 2017? So again, because of that, today in this country, William Ruto can stand on a podium and tell Kenyan youths that if he's elected the president, he's going to create jobs for the youths. So he's again managed to run away with that. The third thing which came as a blessing to him is the Building Bridges Initiative process. Remember, in the second term of Jubilee government, they had plans for Big Four agenda. Food security, affordable housing, manufacturing, and affordable healthcare. And we all know that the economy of this country collapsed between 2013 and 2017 when corruption was a way of life. Second term Jubilee government didn't have money. They had overborrowed in the first term. So they had no money to achieve some of these good plans the president had. So the president came up with the Building Bridges Initiative process. And they started pursuing it. Today in this country, every failure is actually blamed on the Building Bridges Initiative process. And who is taking credit for that? William Samoei Ruto. The mere fact that the president pushed and pursued the Building Bridges Initiative process gave Ruto the leeway to run away from Jubilee failures. Number 4 is the economy. The other day, the deputy president was accused by the president as someone who has no plans for the country. The handshake, the handout politics. We all know that because of the corruption, poor economic policies, Jubilee government failed. The economy of this country is actually running by the grace of God. Businesses have collapsed in this country. We have debts, huge debt burden. The other day I was reading, I think end month we'll start repaying the SGR. I mean, some money which was inflated. Kenyans are paying for inflated figures. You go to Aurora and Kimarer dams, project, billions gone. And we are repaying all those things. Because of that fallout, today, William Ruto can tell the people of the larger Mount Kenya region that it's him who has performed, Uhuru Kenyatta has not. That Kenyans are suffering because the government of President Uhuru Kenyatta, which he's part of but is being kicked out, has not been able. So again today, William Ruto can find a platform to lecture anybody on the economy. Talk about healthcare in this country. Purely devolved function. But we all know that Jubilee government retained a lot of money meant for healthcare at the national level. And that's one of the things the Building Bridges Initiative process is trying to fix. So today you go to most hospitals, there are no drugs. So Kenyans are very bitter. They are not very bitter with the deputy president. They are bitter with President Uhuru Kenyatta, and they are also bitter with his partner Raila Odinga. Talk of insecurity. Is the country more secure? If you ask me, I think Matiang'i has done a fantastic job. The Ministry of Interior has tried. We've seen a reduction in those attacks by the bad boys. So I think on that, maybe. And lastly is the unity of the country. Uhuru Kenyatta entered into the handshake because he wanted to achieve one of his legacy, to unite the country. William Ruto knew so well that Uhuru Kenyatta was doing this to lock him out. So William Ruto went and locked Jubilee strongholds. So it means if Uhuru Kenyatta had intended to have a handshake with Raila Odinga and then bring his team together with Raila Odinga, then he would take credit for it. That has failed. It has failed because the DP is today holding Central Kenya, is holding Rift Valley, and is telling them that those other guys, how wachana now. So still, we are just where we were before the last general election. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. If you're watching this video for the first time, please take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. I want to plead with you guys to continue supporting this channel, give it thumbs up, share the videos, and give it likes. I know sometimes I might be wrong as a human being. Sometimes I might be right, but with your support, with your advice, I receive a lot of them. I know everything shall be well. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day.